Hello everybody, it's Michael from Replica Airguns, and I have finally got the Colt Peacemaker single action historic revolver here. This is a CO2 BB revolver, uses 4.5mm steel BBs like this guy. Takes your standard CO2 cartridges, right, just like this, non-reusable. And so let's quickly take a look at the box here. This is just a preview, kind of an unboxing video. I just wanted to get this out there quickly. I will be doing tabletop reviews and shooting reviews for this revolver for sure. So this is the stainless version. Again, single action historic revolver, full metal, authentic CO2 BB gun. Has a velocity of 410, steel BBs, 12 grams CO2, single action only. Just like the classic Western cowboy revolvers. I like the packaging, really nice. Let's take a quick look at the back, some more detailed specifications. Let's go through this quickly. Trigger single action only. I say only because that's all it does. Caliber .177, 4.5mm, ammo steel BBs, sights fixed front and rear. Safety manual, of course. Barrel smooth bore. Length 4.5 inches. Dangerous just distance up to 325 yards. 6 rounds in the cylinder. And this is a shell loading revolver. I'll show you that in a bit. Again, 12 grams CO2, velocity of 410. We have our French. Okay, let's take a quick look inside, because that's what we really want to do. So of course, you get your propaganda information, right? Some warranty stuff, I believe. Of course, we get our manual. Let's take a quick look. Won't spend a lot of time here. Just some information. This would be the blued version. Okay, there's the U.S. Marshal Limited Edition version. By the way, there's the safety. That's a little different than obviously on the real versions. But this gun is very, very similar to a very, very close replica, of course. How to load CO2 and cock the hammer and all that fancy stuff. How to sight it. Okay, let's get that out of here. Let's take a look at this beautiful revolver. Get this box out of here. Alright, let's just take a quick look around this gun, show off all of its gorgeousness. Okay, you can see here, there's some writing. It's a little bit hard to focus. It's a little hard to see. Hopefully you can see that in the video. Okay, now the only way this freely rotates is when you have basically the hammer cocked back a little bit. And it doesn't spin like you would find on a normal revolver, because what happens here is there's a little bit of a spring-loaded inner outer barrel that has to mash up with the cylinder to create a tight seal. Otherwise, this gun wouldn't shoot very hard at all. So you give that up a little bit. I guess that's a little bit of realism you might give up. Not a big deal. Okay, this gun doesn't have CO2 in it or anything, so we're all safe. So while we're in this mode, we can take shells out. Let's take a quick look at a shell. Okay, here's the shells. The only thing I would have to say that's not authentic is this is more like a 357 or 380 shell, or 9mm in diameter. It's not like a real true 45. So, you know, probably because of the availability of these types of shells, things like that, they went with this style of a shell. That's fine. It's still shell loading. It's still pretty cool. So you pop your BB in the back on these guys, so not the front like you do a lot of the other BB shell loading revolvers. Put it in the back, which I guess in a sense will give you more barrel length, really. If it's in the front, you have less barrel length, less room for CO2 to expand. You've got more room for CO2 to expand, potentially more velocity, right? So that's kind of cool. So just a beautiful trigger on this gun. Really light. I've seen other reviews, and we're looking at roughly 2 pounds or even under that. So we have just basically our notch in the back, slight post in the front. Okay, non-adjustable. Just a groove, basically a groove, not even a notch. Groove, rear sight. Okay, beautiful gun. There is the safety on this guy. Okay, it's discreet. It doesn't, you know, jump out from the gun. They did a good job of hiding it. I think Umarex decided they wanted to have that on there so that you know, they could have a safety on the gun, just keep it a little safer. Precautionary reasons. You know, we're not real cowboys. So this pops off the right hand side grip. You have your CO2 Allen key built right in. Very, very cool design. You're not going to lose that. It's always with you. Of course, your CO2 would just pop in here. I haven't undone this enough, but it would just go in there, pop in, and you'd tighten it up. Load it, basically put that on top first, pop it in. Okay, again, the diameter here isn't really truly 45. That's really the only giveaway. But this gun has a beautiful weight to it. It's all metal. You can hear the ratcheting, just like a real revolver. I'm not even sure if this one does the same ratcheting. Let's find out. Not even as nice. That does spin, but this doesn't ratchet. Now this, by the way, is a blank gun, so I thought I'd show you it. And again, this one actually uses 380 blanks. You can see that the hole again for that one isn't super huge. Maybe I can get that to show in video a little bit better. It's just a blank gun, not a very high-end one, but decent one. I've done a review for this one as well. I'll just put a link in here. Basically, it's an ME Ranger 380 blank revolver, and it's not even front firing. It actually fires out of this area because the barrel's plugged. Okay, but they're both single action Army Colt style revolvers. Very cool. Did want to show a couple other guns, and the reason I want to show these guys is because these are the old school Crosman, and these are the Crosman single action Army revolvers from the olden days, from way back. I can't even remember the dates when these were made, but it's a while ago. They stopped making them for quite a long time. You know, people like myself, a lot of you guys asking for a single action Army revolver, and you know, preferably with the shell loading shells, which makes it even more realistic. This one isn't shell loading. I'm not even sure how you load this one. You load it, I believe, from the front. Yeah, right there. So you load the BBs in the front, or this one's actually pellet. So you load the pellets in there, right in there. So different. You can't even pull this out like you normally would. This is CO2. CO2 actually goes up front here, as you can see. So it's a little different, but that's the old school Crosman revolver, and that's a 22 caliber pellet. So a little bit different. And then we also have these guys in these neat little holsters. And here's another one. Okay, basically the same design, 22 caliber. Right, pretty neat guns for back in the day. Pretty realistic, really, but not, I would say, not as realistic as these new guys from Umarex Colt Single Action Army. This is just super realistic with the loading shells and all that. Pretty awesome. I mean, I love this concept of loading the shells. Makes just the working it, shooting it so much more realistic. Doesn't get any more true than that. I mean, it's just awesome. So look forward to my upcoming tabletop and shooting video for this gun. I'll try and get to that pretty quick. I know a lot of you have been asking for it, and so I'm going to try and get that hopefully done, at least a tabletop review later this week for you, so I can show you around in even more detail. Alright, thanks for watching another Replica Airguns video. Don't forget to subscribe. Check me out on Facebook and Twitter. Username is Replica Airguns. Come on down to ReplicaAirguns.com, where we have our Canada and US stores, where we sell air guns, BB guns, pellet guns, blank guns, knives, and other accessories. Of course, we have articles, posts, reviews there with additional photos for you to check out. Until next time, take care.